Hi folks, County Line Gardener back with you. This is our September update for our garden. Unfortunately, this is a sad time because this is the last one. She's all gone. She's all gone. I haven't got anything to show you, but we'll go up there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But here's something I wanted to show you. This I grew my pumpkin patch this year. If you'll recall, I put out 200-foot rows of pumpkins, and these three here, the one in the middle, of course, I'm going to guess that to be about 50 pounds. I mean, I can't hardly roll it. I had to roll it into the front end loader on the tractor. 50, 60 pounds. The other two are not quite near that big, but they're big. Just wanted to show you these. These are called Big Macs. I believe that's what they're called. That's what the seeds were called, Big Macs. Just wanted to show you that, okay? Okay, I'm going to take you around to the back porch to show you the other ones we picked too. But I'll be right back. Okay, now we're on the back porch. You can see this little bunch of pumpkins here. There's about 50 of them there. None of them real big, but they're not real small either. Real happy with these. Real happy. These are going to make somebody some really nice pumpkin pies. I believe these small ones here, like this one here, that's what people want for their pumpkin pies. But they're not real big, but there's a lot of them. But I had to get them. I had to get them out of my blackberry patch. If you'll recall, I put the pumpkins out first in my old garden. And then I decided I was going to grow blackberries. Well, in the video, if you'll remember, I wanted to tear them down. I wanted to cut these down, but wife wouldn't let me. I'm kind of glad she didn't now, but got rid of them. They're out of my blackberry patch. And if you can see down there, you can see it. We'll go on down there, and yeah, we'll go down there. It's hot here, folks. I can't hardly see through this viewfinder. It's so sun's shining so bright. So we'll go down there and let's just see what we got. Mercy sakes. Well, I heard that. Big old DC-3 up there. Boy, you don't see them very often anymore. Up there flying around. They got a distinct sound to them all their own. I love airplanes, everything about them. Here's the blackberry patch. You can see I got it all plowed up, and over there is where them pumpkins were. I finally got rid of them. So we'll go around here. We'll keep going around. I'm going to keep keeping the shade as much as I can, but I ain't got much to show you up here. Got a tree limb down back here on my fence. Gotta fix. I'm gonna get that tomorrow morning. Hate to bring that old chainsaw out, but if you have to, you have to. We've had just about the right amount of rain this year. Well, here it is. We're going in the entrance now. If you'll recall, there used to be potatoes here. They were running around about the same way I'm headed right now. We'll go on down through here. These were potatoes. I plowed everything. After I dig up everything, pull everything, I rototill. If you'll see right here, I've got, these are volunteer green beans coming up. I'm just going to let them go for a while and see what happens. Probably won't get nothing out of them, but that's funny. Okay, we'll go across the natural drain. If you'll recall, there was 128 tomato plants right here in this area right here, and I just pulled them up Friday. They were done. I pulled picked a half a bushel off of what was left, and they were done. And they were starting to spot. So, folks, the only thing I've got left up here is these 3 rows of peppers, and they're growing like crazy. Peppers won't go away until first frost. So I'm going to leave them out here. Leave them out here. We'll go right here, and there was a row of well, there was another row of peppers here, hot ones we don't eat, so we had picked them all, and we got rid of them. Then I plowed it under. Right in here was another. Well, this was a row of eggplant, if you'll recall. Right in here was the corn. Then I stopped right here and I planted green beans. As you can see, there's wild green beans growing again. But then some more corn. Now yesterday, I come up here. I picked what little bit of watermelons we had, and there were 3 rows of Indian corn right here. Now that mess you see back there is my first row ever of blackberries, and these here were watermelons. They're not anymore. I got it all gone. These are blackberries. I got to get up here and cut the weeds out. That's no problem. I can do that. There's some blackberries right there, almost ripe. As a matter of fact, there are some blackberries right there, right? Let's see what we can do about this. Oh my. Oh, them are nice looking blackberries. A couple of them there. Huh? Them pretty? You ought to taste these things, folks. Oh, they are so sweet. Yeah, I gotta get the weeds out. We're gonna try we got that blackberry patch down there, and we're gonna have a U-pick, $3 a pound, U-pick blackberry patch next year. Hopefully they'll start blooming this coming year. We've already got a few off of them actually, and I didn't put them out till July. There's that tree limb I was talking about. Fell all the neighbor's tree there. It might be my tree. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll cut her down. Cut the tree limb out of it, I mean. But it's sad. You can see the peppers. There's still peppers going crazy up here. Them are all hot peppers. Them are those are Hungarian hot wax you see up through there. Had a real good garden this year, folks. I mean, I can't complain. We had just the right amount of rain. Now we had in July, I think, yeah, it was in around the first week of July. We had a real dry spell. We had 17 days without rain. And I got that 35-gallon tank on the back of my golf car that I can put on, take off. I couldn't keep up with it. It would take me 6 trips up here at 35 gallons a trip. I don't know how much that comes to, but it's way too much. I couldn't do it proper. So everything would come out okay, because it finally rained. It finally rained, and it's done well. It's done well. Like 3 years ago, we got clobbered. I mean, by rain, and we didn't have anything. We didn't get anything out. But I'm gonna go back to the shop here and we'll talk some more, okay? I'll be right back. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, we're back in the shop here. This is where I do all my paperwork and everything, and fooling around and everything. And I just I told you at the beginning of this video, this is it for me for the year on the videos, on the gardening. This is September 1st. Everything in that garden is gone except for the peppers. And we grow peppers until it frosts. And we've canned so many things this year, so many. We just had a great year on everything. Tomatoes, potatoes, corn. I could read this off to you. We can start with the strawberry patch, if you'll recall, that I made in one of my raised beds. We had good strawberries, not the big monsters. They were ever-bearing strawberries. Really, really good little strawberries. We get enough to make a mess, you know, with strawberry shortcake and things like that. And well, the blackberries we planted in July are doing wonderful. They're doing great. I've actually, the plants were about that tall, about 6 to 8 inches tall when we got them, and half of that was root ball. And we've already got a couple of blackberries off of them that we got yesterday. I went down there, and my wife was, me and my wife was down there, and we was putting them up, you know, in the wires, like I built trellis for them, and we was trying to get them up off the ground because I wanted to rototill. Eventually, we're going to mulch all that. I got this idea from the Texas Prepper 2 in Texas. He's a good man. He's helped me a bunch just watching him. And we got this idea from him, actually. We're going to sell our blackberries next spring, we hope, or whenever they ripen, $3 a pound, you pick. We'll take them down there on the golf carts. We got 2 golf carts here now, and couldn't do without those. Couldn't do without those things. But anyway, we hope we do well with it. If not, we'll make a lot of jelly. I love blackberries. They're big. They're them great big blackberries too. Sweet. Watermelons were probably, if I had to say I failed anything this year, it would have been the watermelons and the cantaloupe. We just didn't get any, and I don't know why they didn't grow. They split. It seemed like every one of them just split open. I'd never seen that before. We grew good watermelons last year. Of course, we moved everything over to this side of the 10 acres we got and put it all in one garden, and that might have been a problem. We're going to move them back next year to where they were last year. The pumpkins, like you've seen at the beginning of the video, they did great. Pumpkins I could care less about, but my wife likes growing pumpkins, so they did okay. They did okay. We got about 50 or 60, and then we had them 3 monsters. I was real proud of that biggest one. I'd never grown a pumpkin near that size before. Potatoes. I think I've done a video on this. We had 530 feet of potatoes, Kennebacks, big white ones. And if you'll recall last year, I lost about all of them to Colorado potato bug. Well, this year, we sprayed. We sprayed those plants when they come out of the ground. We sprayed them, and when they got tall enough, we healed them, of course. And then every Saturday morning, my wife would drive the cart, and I had a little 15-gallon sprayer I got at the local farm and country store, and I'd mix me up a batch of 7 concentrate spray. I know it's not organic. I'd like to be organic, but with the volume I do, I can't. And it doesn't hurt a thing either. So in my opinion, that's just my opinion, we didn't have a bug. We had them, but as soon as we sprayed them, they was gone. And we sprayed the dirt around them too. All the dirt on all the hill. And that didn't take long, and while we was at it, we went ahead and sprayed the green beans. Not one bug on the green beans all summer long. Not one bug. I was amazed at that. The leaves all looked good on them. You know, sometimes they're eat up with bugs, but not this year. I had a good bean production. We had 600 feet of beans, and we had 10 bushels. Green beans. And like I said, the corn, we grow strictly a yellow corn called Incredible, 800 feet, and I think we had 8 or 10 bushels of ears of corn. I know we got a freezer over there full of ears. We shucked some of it off the cob and put it in baggies and froze them. I don't like canning corn because I just don't care for pressure canning. And that's the way you have to do corn because it's not got any acid in it. Well, let's see, purple hull peas. I can't, I know you people may get tired of me talking about purple hull peas. I learned this from Donald down there at the Bayou Gardener about these purple hull peas, but he was so right. He was so right, and they're just fun to grow. The way they grow off the plant from the top, they drape down. We had 400 feet, and I know we had 5 or 6 bushels. We had so many we had to waste some of them, but they were fun to grow, easy to pick. All you do, I stayed on the golf cart. We stayed on the golf cart and picked every single one of them, and they're fun to grow. They're just fun to grow, and they are delicious. If you fix them like Donald says to in his video, his recipe video, you'll see what I mean. You've got to check that out. Tomatoes. We cut our tomato plants down this year. Last year we had 291, I believe it was, tomato plants. And we lost a lot of them rotted on the vine. A lot of them did last year. 291. That's a lot of tomato plants. I couldn't keep up with it. I could not keep up with it. I was going up there each Friday and I was picking 5 bushel at a time. And that is, I mean, that's too much. That's too much for this old guy. My wife, you know, she still works, so she couldn't help me until she got home from work, and I hated to ask her then to ask me. And we went to the farmer's market each Saturday for about 5 weeks and sold our produce. Did real well. Our green beans were real popular. People really liked them. We have a couple people that specifically come to our booth to get the green beans because they're so good. The green beans I grow, I tried a new brand this year called Strike. They're good. They are good. And they're abundant. Very abundant. But they just can't beat Jade. Jade's what I've grown. I learned that, I don't recall where. But Jade green beans, they're expensive. The seeds are expensive. One reason I switched to Strike. But I went to Jade. I had some Jade left, so I planted those 2. I had 4 rows of each. And the Jade just, they were bigger, greener. They weren't as abundant as the Strikes, but they were bigger and better and just all around better green beans. But you pay for them, you know, they are a little more expensive. I'd say we had 600 feet of green beans. We actually had 8, but 2 of them got away from us, and we had to let them go. But we had, in 600 feet, we had 10 bushels of green beans. Now that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. If you'll watch one of my videos, you'll see how I pick them too. I don't pick them off the plant. I wait till they're done blooming, and I pick the whole plant out of the ground by the root. Throw them on the back of the golf cart. I've built a bed for the back of the golf cart, both of them, and bring them up here, throw the fan on me, sit down at the table, and pick them off. Not a big deal at all. You can sit down and do it too. I'm all about easy, you know, if you watch my videos. But the tomatoes, I'd say we estimated in 128 plants this year. We went more than halfway from what we had last year. 128 plants this year. We got 12 bushel. For us, that's a lot of tomatoes. I have got a pantry in there I built. I have got more tomato juice and more whole tomatoes, salsa, pasta sauce. It just goes on and on and on. Tomato juice. It's really good, and it turned out real well. 18 jars of purple hull peas. like I said, the peppers, they'll grow till it frosts around here, and that'll probably be November, another 2 months. But they're doing real good. My wife had some eggplant up there. I don't, I ain't into eggplant, but she is, and that's fine. And she got in 4 plants. She probably got a half a bushel of, and them beautiful fruit or vegetable, whatever you call it. I don't know. And well, let's see. Wrap things up. Onions. I grew one specific onion this year. Candy. I buy them from one specific place, Dixon Dale Farms in Texas. They send me the bunches. I guess that's what you call them. They have the green on them, and a rubber band around them. They're a little, I thought they were a little pricey, but they're worth it. They're worth it. I didn't have one of those to my onions fail. We kept the weeds out of them because they're in raised beds. That makes it a lot easier when you don't have to bend over like that. And we had, I'm going to say, in 16, 24 feet by 3 feet wide, I think we got close to 50 pounds, 50 to 60 pounds of onions, which is really good for us. Like I said, this is the best year we've had. We're tickled to death with everything. I just want to thank all the people that have subscribed to me over the years, this year especially, and I want to tell Donald down there at Bayou Gardener that I miss him. I miss his videos. I've watched his videos religiously. I've learned so much from him. You've got to check out his videos, whether he puts any new ones on or not. Sometimes I understand you just run out of things to talk about. You've already done it. I've got some videos. Probably I've got 72 videos now, and some of them are probably the same thing I just did the next year. But whatever, it's fun. I wanted to tell Donald I miss him. I'd like to see him back on YouTube. I hope he's doing well. And Bobby from MHP, he's a good gardener, real good gardener. Him and his wife both. She's just sweet as she can be. She's got a good channel of her own called I'm Still Working. She does a lot. I take a lot of recipes from her. A lot of things. But her and Bobby, I haven't seen a video from him, a new one, in a long time. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's healthy, him and his wife. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. Texas Prepper too. Well, he steered me into the blackberry patch, and we'll see how that works. I haven't sold any yet, but I'm going to, I hope. And he's really, I've done just exactly what he's done on the videos, and we'll see how it works out. Right, so far so good. The plants are a little expensive. I got to admit that to you. We buy them from this one company called Norse Farms, Nourse. Can't buy them now, of course. They're out of season, but they're wonderful. The blackberry, they're expensive. 25 of them's $100. And I've got, let's see, 7 rows of them with 25 in each row, so you figure it out, and then all the mulch. I'm going to have some money in it, but it takes money to make money. That's what my dad always told me. And this year this winter, I don't know about making any train videos. I think I'm getting out of that business. I've done it for so long. I'm just a little bit tired of it. It's in my basement, and as hard as I've tried, I can't get all 100% of the mold out of the basement, and I have this COPD, severe COPD they call it. I think that was from all the years of smoking and woodworking. I get down there, and after about 4 hours, I got to come out because I'm having a hard time breathing. So I might sell out all that stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may rebuild some you know, some small block Chevy engines. I used to do that, make a couple of bucks off of that. It's fun. But I'm ready for some cooler weather now. It's 87 here now with a heat index of 99. And I'm sitting here in this shop and it's not air conditioned, and I've rattled on here long enough that I'm going to go in the house and cool off. But I want to thank all you folks for sticking with me all summer. And like I said, Donald and Bowie, get back on the air. We need you. We need you bad. And that's all I got to say for now. So leave me any comments. I'm doing a few cooking videos, if you've noticed. I'm buying me a few new things like the mixer and the food processor, blender, things like that. People never believed that I would cook, but I've done it, and so far I've done pretty good. I'm going to go in there now and make an egg salad, or attempt to. I've got the recipe for it, and my wife she'll be standing over me making sure I don't goof up like she did on the ham salad. And so for now, this is the County Line Gardener, folks. I'm getting out of here, so I'm going to say bye-bye.